that they, to tear down one of the biggest artists ever. The guy, arguably Drake is probably on the same level as a Michael Jackson, like as far
Hmm.
as the global appeal. And I know Sean, you're
Hold
very
on,
old
hold on, hold
school.
on,
No,
hold on,
here
hold
we
on,
go.
hold on.
Yeah,
I agree
Hold on.
on a
I
global
yeah,
level.
I agree. Yeah.
Hmm.
Come on, man. You gotta come on. There's not been an artist since Michael Jackson has done what Drake has done. Where little motherfuckers in Zimbabwe is talking
No,
about Hotline
no,
Bling. Come on,
no, no,
bro.
no, 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 no. I'm sorry. Michael Jackson literally had millions of people, like millions of people,
It's
like
different, man. It's
millions of
different,
people.
bro. This era of
Like
He's
hip
I
like
hop.
the
know, I
new
know, it is different.
generation,
Yeah.
Michael
I'm not saying
Jackson.
he's Michael Jackson.
I would say Chris Brown if you want to go with like that's
No,
Chris
come
Brown.
on, man.
People,
No,
no,
no, no,
people,
no.
yo, Chris
There
Brown
ain't
has
no white
hits.
Yeah.
kids in Australia
No,
listening
no,
to
oh
Chris
no,
Brown like
yo,
that.
okay, let's look at top hits
Oh,
though.
here we
Let's look
go.
at top hits.
Yeah,
No,
the
Chris
Top
Brown,
hits,
hits.
the
Chris
hits.
Brown has massive hits. Himself and on other people's shit. Same as Drake. Well, I mean, come on,
Hmm.
I
let's
think
put him
Drake got
up.
more.
Well, let's put him up. I mean, I think let's see what are we looking at top Billboard. Like, let's see how many. Let's see, Chris Brown.
No, Drake has more number ones than any artist ever.
How many number ones does Chris
He's
Brown
gonna look
have?
this up. He has more number ones than Michael Jackson. He has more number ones than Prince. Whoa, my microphone
What?
broke. Just dropped my mic. Yeah, he has more more number ones than Michael, more number ones than Prince, more number ones
But like
than
you
the
said, things are
Beatles.
different. Like you said, things are different now. I mean, the number ones are,
Yeah.
people used to have to go to the store and people have to just sleep outside to be somebody number one. Now
Hmm.
all you have to do
Well,
is fall on your phone and you've already got a
this is this
subscription
this.
to
this
buying
can
that album.
can I make a point of this though? Think
Chris
about
Brown has 20 number one hits.
streaming.
20.
Well, streaming gives the listener more accountability because you can buy. I bought CDs that went platinum that I've only listened to once. We've all done this. So we were like, oh, I like that one song. I mean, Lauren, not you probably, because you probably never seen the CD. But like, I bought cassettes. You know this, Sean. You've done it too. Where you
Oh,
bought
look,
that album.
Drake.
Like one of the,
Okay, hold on.
on.
But Drake has achieved, and I love that word, achieved. He really worked for this. 13.
That's what it means
Thir-
when you work for
13,
something.
13, 13 number one hits, and I said Chris Brown had 20 number one hits. So let's go back. Let's go back to the
Wait, number one
let's
Billboard
pipe-
hits?
No, yes, number one
Number
Billboard
one
hits,
top 200 bill,
billboards,
not R&B.
Billboard,
Okay, you're
billboards,
tripping now.
billboards.
Let me
Can you
ask
see that?
ChatGPT. ChatGPT don't lie.
Why is it? No, that's
Yeah,
weird.
chat
Oh,
might be a little more
here,
accurate.
here. Oh, well,
Are you
they're
on the
gonna pull it-
Billboard website?
They pull
Oh,
it from
you're on.
Google. Chat pulls it from Google.
Whatever.
Because literally, I've
Who
done
has
ChatGPT and it has
more?
a Google. It has a Google reference.
Oh,
Have you seen that
boy.
when you try to? And it has like a whole
It's
site. It's almost like
Chris
Wikipedia, but it
Brown
gives it
or
to you.
Drake. Let me see. Every artist with
Oh,
100 or
look,
more.
he's
Billboard-
tied. They said he. Let's see. He's the most for rappers, but
No. Here it is. Drake's bill. He has held the record for the most number one hits in mainstream hip hop R&B with 46. Also has charted
Whoa.
80 top 10 hits on Billboard Hot 100. Chris Brown has
I'm
20
not seeing. I'm
number
not
one
seeing
hits
anything about 40.
on
I'm not seeing
mainstream.
anything
No,
about 40.
this is. I'm reading your Google.
Oh.
I'm reading the Google.
Oh.
So yeah, let's share this tab. I'm gonna share this with y'all because
It says 13 number
Okay.
one hits for Drake. I'm on Billboard right now. 13 number one hits
No,
for Drake.
no.
80 top 10. 80 top 10. I'm on Billboard. This is Billboard.
Okay, it's fine. I'm looking. Oh, Chris Brown has
Look,
20
Billboard.
number one hits on the
Okay.
mainstream R&B and hip hop. Drake has 46 on mainstream R&B and hip hop. So he has double
But
the amount
okay,
on hip
but
hop
look,
and R&B.
Can you read off what this says though? What does this say on Billboard?
Wait, hold on.
Can you
I'm
just
gonna
read
make
this
that
off? Can you read this off? What does this say on
13
Billboard?
number one hits.
This is Billboard. Okay? So why
but
is
what-
Billboard
can
why
we
is
list
Billboard
those?
look Billboard. So why is Billboard saying it's like 70 less than what you're saying? on
No,
your
there's
source?
an R&B chart.
But no,
There's a
Billboard
hip-hop- there's a
100.
hip-hop
It's
and
no
R&B.
R&B. There's only one
Okay,
Billboard.
I'm trying to
Hip-
figure out what that. Okay,
top
that's
100.
13.
Top 100. There's no R&B. We don't do that. When you're talking
Wait, how
Michael
many
Jackson,
top
we don't do R&B. We
100
do top Billboard
Does Drake
100.
have?
That's it.
Drake has
13.
Okay,
It's on
wait.
Billboard.
Dog, chill. Chill, bro. Chill. No, I'm here. I googled it. He's reached the Hot 100. His 210 other records, top 10. Here we go. Oh, top 10, most top 40, number one hits. Achieved. Oh, Drake has achieved 13 number one hits on Billboard Hot 100.
Yes, that's the only
Drake.
one you need to. Yes,
Drake has. How many does Chris Brown have?
20.
20.
20. That's what I
How
said.
many
Top
top
100. We don't do
does-
R&B or rap. We do Billboard Top 100.
Wait, hold on.
That's what the greats. That's what the greats go by.
Chris
Okay,
Brown.
we're
Hold
not
on.
talking about. We're not talking about Midwestern Hot
All right.
105.
I don't know how Chris Brown has 20 Hot 100.
You
That
don't
doesn't
know
even
how
make
he has
sense.
20? He's been in the game for like 20 years. Chris Brown been making hits since he was 16 years old.
Begins first
Hits,
in
smash
2005,
records.
Run It. Now I don't chart become the first. How many hits? How many? I'm trying to figure this out because I don't believe you. I still don't believe you.
Well, it's on Billboard.
Here, top 10, 17, 118, top 40, first Hot 100 hits, 100. Wait, I'm just gonna. How many? Number one top 100 does 35. How does it 20? That doesn't even make sense, bro.
Right, well-
top
Well,
10
we can
entries has
move.
17.
We can move on
He has
now.
17. No, wait, number one hits. Chris Brown has had 11 songs reach number one.
That's
on
R&B.
R&B. Okay,
That's
so wait,
R&B.
pause.
Airplay.
Okay, how does that make any sense? How does he have 11 R&B and hip hop hits, but did you say 20 top 100?
He does. He has some pop hits though.
But
He does
what I'm
pop
saying
as
is,
well.
yeah, exactly. So some things may not be categorized as
Nah,
R&B.
Y'all.
He's-
No. I don't,
Why don't you
Peak
believe
chart
in Chris
here.
Brown? Why
Run
don't you
It
believe in Chris
US.
Brown?
Oh wait. Oh, Run It hit number one. Shit.
Yeah,
I had no
of
clue.
course.
One. I'm counting these off. One.
You're talking. This
Kiss
is the
Kiss,
album.
two.
These are albums.
No, these
are
are singles.
6-time platinum. 2 times platinum. These are albums.
Kiss Kiss. That Kiss Kiss song was dope. I didn't know it was number one
Yeah.
on Billboard. Kiss Kiss. T-Pain, man. I was listening to some T-Pain today. Oh boy. I love me some T-Pain. T-Pain, you need to make another auto tune
But
now. I'm gonna go right back.
but Chris Brown. Did Chris Brown and Drake have a song together?
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
On one of Drake's recent albums, I know.
No. It was on Chris Brown's album. Well, no, he's been on Drake's
both.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's no, I don't believe that because right now it just says there's only 2 number one hits. But Deuces,
No, those are
Deuces-
albums.
No, I mean singles, whatever the fuck.
Oh.
Wait, how many how many Billboard number one hits does Chris Brown have? Okay, Chris Brown biography, Billboard 100. Okay, here it is. Here's the proper number. 2 number one hits. 2 number one hits. Jesus Christ.
Well, Drake doesn't have 70 number one hits.
What are you talking about? Drake has
You said he
13
has 70
songs that hit
Whoa,
number one.
Now you're claiming the 13
That's the Hot
real
100.
heavy.
Now
No.
top
Earlier
200.
you
Wait.
were trying to claim the 13.
Yeah,
You were like,
Chris
no.
Brown has 3.
I would,
3.
that's
Well,
Billboard
Indigo?
200.
Wow, Indigo was number one. I like that
surprised.
song. I know.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't know it was that popular though.
You know, I didn't know it was that popular either. But you know, charts are weird now. If it streams well, like the first week, and people fucking.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even. So I can't. We can't talk Michael Jackson. I mean, we're talking like the people had to literally physically play your music. Like that's a different environment than
That's wild though.
Whatever this
His
is.
Run It was number one in the country. You can
Yeah.
run it. That's his first song ever. Joel Santana
Right.
was on that song. You know who Joel Santana is, right?
Weeks on the chart, 38 weeks. Wow.
38 weeks.
He 52 weeks. Go crazy.
So my point is, Drake has more number one hits.
Well. Michael Jackson. Look up Michael Jackson.
I don't care. No, see, this is the
No,
thing.
Michael Jackson. You know what's so funny? Michael Jackson
Michael
probably
Jackson-
had that on one album. He probably had that on one album.
I'll
He
look
probably
up
had,
Michael just to.
He probably had 5. He probably had 5 number one hits on one album. So I think the Beatles may be number one, The Beatles.
No. Drake is. Drake has the most number ones ever. Like as far as Billboard Hot 100. Ugh, this song. Why? I like this song. I ain't gonna lie, I like it, but I don't think it's number one.
Wait, how does that song go?
You don't even know. It's good. SZA does a good job on it. It's mainly her and this.
Yeah, they play.
But I do know it. I do know it.
Yeah,
I forgot
they
how
played
it
a lot,
goes.
but I'm kind of like over that song. But they play it. I mean, I liked it, but it's not like us. Wow, it's still number 3. Damn.
Shabuzi's
Nokia is
number
really
4.
good.
I like Nokia.
by
It's
Drake.
moving.
Yeah.
It's starting to move.
Oh
good.
yeah, okay.
It's up. Bruno Mars is making a comeback. He got to play off them gambling debts. Damn. Doechii. Anxiety. So she released this as a single. Wow. Sleepy Hollow must be pissed. Well, not really. He still because he sampled it. That's wild. That's just moving up. She actually released that record, huh? Anxiety. I love that song. The original. I don't think Sleepy's version. Messy. Chapel Rona. I still have not heard one song from her ever in my life. Oh no. All Star. Yeah. Oh, the rest of his songs have fallen off the charts. I don't really, I should not be mad because both of these young men are moving the culture in a very good way. Hip hop, that is. Drake and him. But Kendrick, you just need to go there. And I hate to see black men tear each other down. But it's just terrible.
Yeah.
But Drake shows resilience. He's moving up the charts with that Nokia song, which is not the best song. I like it, but it's not.
I think it's fun and it's just like a different vibe that everybody needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, my point before was that the streaming holds the listener more accountable because I've bought CDs where. Or music back in the past when you had to buy physical copies and I did not listen to the whole album. You'll see like this Kendrick's albums being streamed consistently, even though it's probably bots and stuff doing it. Drake gets listened to consistently.
Exactly.
And this is why songs stay on the charts longer, because it's not about radio play. It's about how many actual people are listening. So like an artist like Shabuzi, who's been out since last summer, 48 weeks on the charts. That's been almost a year and he's still in the top 10.
But it used to be weeks of sales, not on the charts. Weeks of sales. People would continuously buy. I'm just saying. But as far as the impact the music had, I think streaming, people now just put their entire catalog on a shuffle and they get whatever it's gonna get. And that algorithm probably forces.
No, we do this, bro. When
I play Apple Play, I basically just download a new album. I may listen to it, but then I throw it in a shuffle.
Last time we was out on the street when we was in DC, I think it was like a year and some.
But yeah, we'll go back. Yeah,
I played that Jumbotron shit like 18 times.
Yes,
in a row.
We have favorites that we go back to.
That's where you get a billion streams from.
That's correct, but we used to go back to albums, right? We used to it used to be a situation where you'd be like, "Yo, I'm about to throw the purple tape in," and you was listening to that, where you'd be like, "I'm about to throw this in," and we're listening to that.
But
you didn't just
you'd
be like
move
this
on
one
from
song
it when new music came out. Now I could go back and listen to the first Jay-Z album.
But we used to listen to the whole tape. We used to listen to the CD or whatever. We used to throw the CD on, and that was that album was what our playlist was for the next hour. If it was a party or whatever, put that such on.
It rarely doesn't like. I could see back when physical copies were a thing. So, like your parents would buy, they had it on vinyl first, then they had to get it on tape because the vinyl got scratched. And they buy the tape, and the CD is out. They remastered it, and it sounds amazing. So they buy that. So that's why the Beatles and Michael Jackson and all these other artists stayed on the charts because everybody keeps buying their stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's on streaming. They do well on streaming. Like Michael Jackson does well on streaming.
Yeah.
But they're not moving like Kendrick and all of them because these kids have the way we used to repeat that CD and that tape. That's what they do with this crap.
Yeah, no. I mean, I agree. I would agree with that front, but again, I think when people are downloading an album, I don't necessarily think people are going back to that whole album and listening to that whole album. Whereas before,
apparently they are. The album's charting, both like Drake and Kendrick and.
No, I'm talking about the whole record, like the whole album, like would be listening to the entire album, not just a couple songs. The songs that are charting, you know, one or two songs. What
Well, they
Drake
chart
has-
because the album's on repeat because
Well-
people want to hear these songs over and over again.
But yeah, but the other songs aren't charting. I mean, they're
No, they fall down gradually.
yeah.
But
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is that, but that means that essentially all you have to have is one or two good songs to make an album based on your theory. And I'm saying that's not a good strategy.
No, you can
Well,
have
that's
one
what you're
single.
saying.
Shabuzi
The al-
doesn't have like Shabuzi's been on the charts for a year and hasn't put out another record since with that Tipsy song. So it's like, but he's probably making more money than Kendrick because he's been playing for a year. Like Kendrick, all these songs from Kendrick's album are gonna fall off the charts at some point,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the Shabuzi song, I think it's damn near 2 billion streams. You know how much money that is? It's a lot of money.
Well, according to Snoop, it's not. He said they get
Because
raped
Snoop
on
don't
this
make
shit.
no damn money. Nobody
But no, he
listens
said
to that
no.
shit.
But no, he quoted billion streams. This makes it like 30,000.
No,
So I don't know. We'd have to look
at
look at the numbers. I don't know, what does an artist
different
make on
platforms.
a
He's
billion-
talking about making on Spotify versus Apple Music versus
Well-
the other platforms, physical copies. all that
what's
shit.
what dictates how someone
digital
charts?
downloads?
Well,
People
is
buy digital
Spotify?
downloads.
Oh, hold on.
Spotify. Well, they all pay different streams
hold
versus
on.
downloads
My thing
versus
went in.
what?
Mhm.
Oh, he got to mute himself.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. What? Want me to mute you? I'll mute you. You got to take a phone call?
No, my my Siri like connected to
Mm.
my headphones. But
Okay.
what were we saying?
I lost my train of thought.
No. But I was saying, as far as when you have an album, you know, when people go physically buy your album, I think it's just a more visceral thing than streaming. I think streaming, yeah, but people go to sleep to music. People in the shower, you know, like people are listening to music at different mediums, and I don't necessarily think they're necessarily listening to music. That shit just might be playing in the background, you know. And before it was more intentional. People wanted to listen to a song or an album or an artist. You know, people back in the day, you know, jazz, put some Miles Davis, right? Like, people get into a mood. You put your old like rhythm and blues, right? Like the Temptations or something. Like people like they get a feeling with that. I think on your phone, I mean, you can still play the same song, but I just think it's a different type of connection to the artist.
I think it's a closer connection because they really get familiar with music on streaming. There's some things I would never like. There's always been those songs, or you see it at the store, like, oh, that's some new single, and you can't hear it. You have to wait till to hear it on the radio. Now with streaming, you can just test whatever the fuck you want. Hear some shit on social media and go back and listen to it later.
But I think if someone's really interested in music, that's going to be regardless. I don't think that's going to be because streaming. I think, you know, that's going to be in general, right? Like if you're interested, you're interested. It's like all, you know, people make beats or come up DJing or whatever. They know all kinds of, you know, all kinds of records from, you know, classical type or you know, old 50s, 60s bebop, whatever the case may be. You know, that's because people into, you know, that type of shit. Like RZA, you see the RZA thing where he was talking about they would play like a couple seconds of a song and he knew like the song, and he was talking about like the original versus the reproduct. Like he knew that shit. Like
I mean, but he's a music like sycophant. He's always into music.
But yeah, but there's no point to it, right? It was like a whole thing. Let's take it back to the iPod, right? iPod, you'd have to plug your phone in, your machine into the computer, and you'd have to download songs, right? Napster or whatever case it be. You'd have to download that music, right? Now, when you went to go download that music, you were more intentional about what you were going to download. You were searching for things, whatever the genre, whatever you wanted to download, even if you had access to anything. Classical, whatever. Like I would download some classical shit, like, oh, I could download some Beethoven, whatever, right? You download. To your point, as far as like having access to those things. But when every single song, every single thing is just there, you don't even know what's there. You're not even looking for what's there. You're just basically filter. You're already pre-filtered. You're already getting, right? You go on Apple and they tell you these are the albums that came out today, right? So if you were interested in music, you could still look up a certain genre and find something. But I think before, you would be more intentional knowing kind of what you wanted to find. You've heard something or you saw something.
Yeah, it was different.
You know.
The radio
Yeah.
told you, or
Yeah.
MTV. You know, I don't know. I don't think that like Lauren would like have discovered PD Crack on her own if I didn't tell her who PD Crack was.
Probably not.
You know, like that's
What-
never gonna happen. Like
Which
that-
proves
how
my
many-
point.
But that's
'Cause
why
you
that's
discover
why all this
pretty pack-
90s music
crack
is in
differently.
now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
these kids, like my nieces, they love listening to vinyl now, which is weird.
Yeah.
And they love 90s music and
Yeah.
all this type of stuff because you know they hear their parents playing it. And they're like, "Oh, that's cool." It's like it's not like some old 70s, 80s. That's how we started listening to R&B. No, I didn't like Aretha Franklin, all these old artists because our parents played that shit, and we grew into it. And then we overlapped with artists like Michael Jackson transcended age groups, and that the whole family's listening to Michael and Janet and the Beatles and things like that. My dad used to love the Beatles. He hated it. He was like, "I don't listen to these white boys," but he fucked with the Beatles and the Monkees. All of them. I used
Oh,
I
the
listened,
Monkees.
like,
I remember they had a
and
TV
that's-
show. I remember the Monkees.
I love that show,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Yeah.